Hello everybody. This is an astrological forecast for Leo for 2011, and this also applies if you have a Leo ascendant. So my lovely Leos, this year there's going to be a focus on your work, your career direction, also on your education, your skills, learning, your communication. Your relationships are going to come under sharp focus. There's also a little bit of travel indicated in there, and particularly your finances as well are going to be under scrutiny for this year 2011. So let me take you through it. We've got Saturn in your third house the whole year in Libra. So if ever there was a time, Leos, to study something new, a really deep, serious course of study that maybe you've been thinking of doing, or maybe you've been putting off doing, maybe you're already doing, this is a wonderful time to do it. This is going to be a time when you'll have the concentration to complete it. It's going to be a time where you want to get more information, you want to understand more, you want to add to your skills so that you don't feel limited and restricted in what you can offer, but you're able to offer more things, and that in turn will help you with your financial situation, because many of you have been having issues with your finances. Yes, I know it's been pretty serious. So, as far as this Saturn in Libra is concerned, the best way to make use of it is to make a clear, conscious decision that you're going to extend your skills in some way or another. So it could mean going back to school. It could mean running your own course and teaching other people and really extending yourself that way, because we teach what we most need to learn as well. So there is always that side of the equation of this Saturn in your third house. But certainly it's a good time for focusing your mind and the mental processes into something that's structured and that can be useful for you moving forward in your life. So don't be afraid to sign up for a course of serious study, because it will pay off in the long run for you. We've got Pluto in this sixth house of work, and yes, it's been there since November of 2008. So many of you are experiencing some deep, huge changes connected with how you work, the way in which you work. Maybe you've been experiencing, and you may experience this year, people who want to control you or manipulate you in the workplace. Maybe you're going to have to find ways of sticking up for yourself in this area. I've got a friend who's a Leo, who's been going through this, Leo rising actually, and has had to really find ways of sticking up for herself in her work area, of being much more assertive, not allow herself to be pushed about, and if necessary to stick up for herself. And she's actually had to put her job on the line. But it's been worth it, because it's turned out she's been given a position of higher authority now and more trust. So in fact, it's worked out well, but it was a very difficult process going through it. So I understand that many of you may be going through a difficult process in your work area, but it's about you taking more control in this area. And if it means that you've got to give up a particular type of work, doesn't the phone always go when you don't want it to go? And that's just the Gemini energy coming in to this reading that I seem to be doing here today for my Leos. So Gemini coming in because that third house, Saturn, you need to get more information into you. But with the Pluto in the sixth house, it's very important that you take more control of your work environment. How do you feel about the people working around you? How do you feel about your actual environment? Do you need to make some drastic changes? Do you also need to make some drastic changes as to the way in which you work? Could you be more productive in working in a different way? Do you need to be in a quieter environment? Do you need to be working from home? All these things are going to be up for consideration for you during 2011, my Leos. We've got Neptune in your seventh house. This means that many of you are making big sacrifices for a partner or for a relationship. This could be an intimate relationship, could be a friendship, could be just generally the people in your life where you are giving a lot. You are just giving a lot and maybe not getting a whole lot in return. So really look at this, Leos, and look at maybe finding a balance, because you're not really seeing your relationships clearly enough. Neptune there puts a kind of fog in front of your eyes. It doesn't allow you to see clearly what the balance of energy and vibration is in your relationships. So try to step back a little. If you're feeling drained from a particular relationship, maybe it's time just not to give so much. So this is going to be a learning process during 2011, and you'll come in and out of it. There'll be times when you'll feel as though everything is more in balance, and times when you're feeling a little drained and depleted, and you'll need to step back and recharge your batteries. For much of the year, we've got a lot of planets in your 8th house. This is going to mean some substantial changes with your finances. For some of you, it may be a partner who can't find work, and so it's putting pressure on you. For others, there may be an inheritance, but it's eluding you. Somehow, money was supposed to come to you, but it's not coming to you because of this Neptune influence. Also, there could be a lot of money going out that you hadn't anticipated. There's going to be certainly some bumps and lumps in your finances. So the best thing you can do, Leos, is try to live as economically as you can, and also not get into any partnership situations if you can, because there's a likelihood for loss. With this Neptune in the 8th house, you may well find that you lose a considerable amount of money or even your identity through this partnership that you want to get involved in. So try to keep things nice and clean and clear, and make sure you get legal advice on anything financial that you're getting involved with, particularly if it's involved in a partnership basis at all. Also, for much of the year, we've got this Jupiter-Uranus in your 9th house, so there could be some travel, long-distance travel for you that maybe you've wanted to do for a long time. That's coming up potentially for you this year. Also, the potential for somebody who is a mentor coming into your life, somebody who is able to inspire you with new ideas. Also could be a good time for teaching others, for showing others how to do things more effectively. Also for taking other people outside of their comfort zones. Could be a time where legal issues come up, 9th house focus. So try to make sure if you've got into any contracts and agreements that you've got everything tied up legally in advance, and you know what you've got into in advance so that you don't come a cropper later on. From June onwards, we've got Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, in your 10th house. So this would be a really good time to take advantage of any opportunities that come to you as far as your career are concerned. Open up to new ways of doing things. It's also a good time maybe for look at overseas opportunities. Jupiter could take you global, could take you into a bigger arena than you've been looking into. Also could take you global if you've been wanting to publish something. Could be something musical, could be writing, a play, whatever it is, it's taking you into the wider arena. So really a good time for the fruits of your labour to actually come to you from June onwards for the rest of the year. During late July and to the middle of August, we've got Venus in your sign. So for those of you looking for love, this would be a wonderful time to have it come into your life. And between September 19th to November 10th, we've got Mars in your sign. So this is a time when you should feel a boost of energy, a boost to be able to really assert yourself and go for what you want. So make the most of those energies between September and November when Mars is in Leo in your sign, and you can move forward with it. So there you have your 2011 forecast, Leos. A lot of focus on your finances, and just being ready to be flexible because it will be lumpy and bumpy and not very smooth for much of the time. Get more control in your work environment. Do consider studying something in depth and that's new. Try not to give too much in your relationships to the point where it becomes unbalanced and you're depleted. And really look towards the fruits of your career and expanding yourself after June onwards. You might want to consider having a reading about what 2011 has in store for you.
You might like to have a reading to know what 2011 has in store for you. Or maybe treat somebody to a reading about 2011, or maybe just ask a question for $25 and I'll answer in an email of up to 150 words. Whatever it is, I'd be delighted to hear from you. Bye for now.